Live coverage. I'm Stephen Compton, and I'm currently here at the alleged drug scene in Roxville, as a part of Monserrado County. So as you can see, I'm here. So this is the area. As you can see, this particular continuum here is where, according to residents who live in Roxville, this is where those foreign nationals were residing. This is the place they were actually carrying on their operation. So according to information we have gathered so far, these people, they came out a fishery company, right? They were doing fishery activities here, right at the Pool River here, somewhere at this end. All right. So they had interaction with the authorities in the township here, according to report. And after one thing of the other discussion about legal document and other thing, and according to report, these people started their operation unknown to the town people, according to what we have discovered so far. And so when they got the intel, John State Securities officers, according to what we have learned, moved here, and they were able to, get some items from this a particular area that was well equipped, according to what we have learned. And later on, angry citizens also came in here and, vandalized the entire area. All right, as you can see here, they vandalized the entire area. And so we are here, and we hope to have a lot of conversation with residents here to get a first information of exactly what is unfolding. Thank you so much. All right, so a pleasant good afternoon and welcome. I'm Stephen Compton, coming to you live here in Roxville, Lower Monserrado County. Currently, I'm here at the site where the drug was allegedly taken from. As you can see, this container here. This container here, according to information, this is where the drug was being kept, as you can see. And so before state security officers reportedly came here and broke into the area. And but what we have heard from citizens is that after that particular process, some foreign nationals were arrested as well. So according to information, this is where the drug were, the drug were being stored. Okay, so just as you can see here, we have bush all over this place here. There's a riverside where I'm going as well. But before then, as you can see, there's bush all over the area here. So report that we also got from residents here is that those foreign national, they came on the pretext of doing fishery activities. So this is the water side where citizens are being reporting that this is the means they use to actually transport the drug to where I just came from. So let me join my colleague and speak to one of the citizens here.
Our township yearning for development. We were called upon. I'm chairman of Ward 2, Johnson Street.
Yeah, Johnson Street.
Johnson Street.
Is it a part of Roxville?
Yeah, it's part of Roxville. The entrance, the first entrance in Roxville. I'm the chairman there. So we were called upon by our honorable commissioner that a company has come in to do a storage. They want a piece of land leased from the township so that they can do a storage of their fish, because they want a special kind of fish, and they'll be fishing also to help supply the township. So looking at it is an opportunity for us, and we look at it and say, okay. So we were called into that meeting and we had the discussion with her. So we told her, okay, we want to know the benefit, what the township will be having, what the war will be getting, and all of those things.
And when was the meeting?
Oh, we had that meeting last month. Last month, I can just catch. Or last month, or month before last. Yes, the month before last, please. Yeah, month before last we had.
Are you
that
talking
meeting.
about April?
Yes, April. We had
Okay.
that meeting. So they told the commissioner that they was coming back. So another time when they came, they engaged, and they told them, coming is no problem. We need development, but before then, you people should come with a document from central government for us to know that you people are a legal business registry.
Okay.
Okay, so for some of us, we thought that this had been a company operating, already, and they want to have a soft branch, because they said Liberty Fishery Company. So we know, and the level they came with, I think you can see this area. So just maybe because they said they want a special kind of fish, for operation, big, and they said all kinds of good things. So I said, okay, it was fine. And then they left. So since they left, they came in with this continuum and they mapped it here, read it, and they started some operation. But we don't really know that indeed, because in fact, when they came, what they did, it was that they did some fishing. I think the river will get there. You will see the river, that river right there.
Okay.
They did some fishing and they did some selling within the township to people. So like everybody was relaxed over there. Thank God, at the Roswell now people will be running in Roswell for fish. It's a good opportunity for us. I think the entrance you saw there, their gate, where the township gave them, to open this place up. You see, so we was now waiting, the commissioners were waiting for them to come back and officially start to do things, to enter into memorandum of understanding that the citizens will benefit and how they will be. But to our ultimate surprise, sitting, we just saw a huge presence of security. The first fire jeep came in, because I'm at the entrance. So when they came in,
Well, let me say a pleasant good morning and a warm welcome to your program, Talk About It on Kings 88.5. Talk About It, we discuss issues of national concern. We bring them on the table, and for you there in Radio Land, the time to be a part of the program by putting forth your comment, your suggestions and recommendations, the way forward on our best we can move our country, Mama Liberia. We disagree though, but we find a common ground and force ahead as a people. Please be my guests. Today is Thursday, the 6th day of August, 2026. And my name is Israel. Where we are seeing. Let's take a gist of our theme song. Come back, of course. We talk about our common Patrick money and common denominator, Mama Liberia. Well, thank you so kindly. Thank you so much. And let me begin by saying a pleasant good morning to the peace-loving and resilient people of our dear country, Mama Liberia, across the 15th sub-political division of the Republic of Liberia. I greet you all this morning, those of you across Montserrado County within the 17 electoral districts. Let me say good morning to you. Those of you across the country following us by way of radio, Buta Radio 102.3 in Sino County and D3 Radio also in Sino County. Our people in Grand Crew, in Maryland, in Grand Jeda, in Bribosas, in Grand Bassa, in Nemba, in Bong, in Magui, in Bombing County, in Grand Cape Mount, in Bapolu, other parts of the country. I'd like to say good morning in Lofa. Those of you in Bahun, in Kolahun, in Bonjama. Those of you following us by way of the social media, those of you in the diaspora. I want to say good morning to you from an end. I know there are different time zones, you're different locales, but I want to greet you, from my end. And I want to say good morning to all of you and welcome you wonderful people to this program. Joseph Kekula, you following from Zuba Town, Big Brother Emmanuel Bro, as usual, never miss on the class, following from Minneapolis, Minnesota, USA. We say Sumu Ma, we say Sumu Ma. How are you this morning? James Lamine, you following from Jamo Kambu Konjiri, Sam County. Antoinette Clark, following from Chocolate City. Comfort H. Newton. All right. We also have Newton Tobaya with us from Bon County. It's a Pele boy. One of his sister here. Comfort H. Newton. How are you? You following from whoa. You following from Nuku Town, Corner West. Your brother, yeah. Very troublesome. Right now he's hungry. Waiting for the dumber woman. William E.D. Samukai. You following from Disco Hill around the RIA Bell. Christopher Sharp. How are you this morning? You following from Fender Community, Joson Road. Peter One Day, following from Crown Hill Community, Louis Lugum. You following from Tatuken Town, River G County, Buama Ibrahim Kwe. You following from Tusafi Grassfield Community, Kobo Wido. Following from Kakata Magibi County, Prince Coleman. You following from Capitol Hill, A. Sineld Dakosa Magza. Following from Dambala Town, Fokpa District, Grand Cape Man County. Thank you so much, Magza. You always part of this broadcast. And I know you also affording others the opportunity in that part of our country, Grand Cape Man, to follow on issues of national concern. Muna and Cry. You following from Arrow 2 Community on the highway, Quilly and Banks. The belated birthday woman, you on the Broadband Moton Conan Road, Asata and Mela. You following as usual from your Soul Clinic Community. Good morning, Mama. And let me see who's there again in class here, and we want to welcome them. Vamuya M. Fufana, following from Johnsonville. Royal Always Vi, following from District 3. Morris Bagibo Bala, following from AFC Sinker. Amara Jala Kamara. As usual, following from Brussels, and always like to greet the people of Salaya District. Stephen Fala Jr., following from Gardnersville, Chicken Factory. G. Belinda Peno, following from Tusafi. Dauda Morris Fufana, following from where? Is that Louisiana? Wisai Papa Thomas, following from Plebo, Maryland County. Emilia X. Delaney, following from Broadway as usual. Prince Kennedy, following from Igibi County around Totor. Mam Massason, following from Conakry, the Republic of Guinea. Bete Zamin Guzing. Bete, where are you? I know you in the US. Princess El Peters, following from Ganta. Mary Tule, you following from Police Academy. Big brother Kevin Soko, as usual from the USA. All of you, we want to say good morning to you all. Good morning to you all. Okay. Aaron Papi Gray, following from Dupero, Roosevelt Joe Roberts, following from Johnsonville, Patrick Tobe, following from Robertsfield Highway, Emmanuel P. That's Emmanuel P. Following from Nimba, Anna Kekula, you watching from Waterside, Rati Bridi, following from the Philadelphia. When you see the crew name, the crew has its own crew jargons, its own way of pronouncing it. It's Rati. Some people can say Urati, but Rati Bridi from not from Philadelphia, but from the Philippines. Patricia Brown, following from Rehab. So let's say good morning to all of you. And it is a great thing and a great honor and a great pleasure to be back. To be back again. And we're very grateful. Those of you following us on YouTube, Emmanuel B. Roberts, you following from Kakata City. So it's a great thing for us to be here and for us to talk about our country, Liberia. For us to talk about our nation, Liberia. A lot of things are unfolding in our country. A lot of things happening in our nation. A lot of things unfolding in Liberia that you are aware of. But there is this something that keeps pushing Putin. If you observed, the president of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency, Ambassador Joseph Yuma Boakai, that had, I think, 22 cabinet meetings now. 22 cabinet meetings. If I'm not mistaken, I stand to be corrected, but I want to be, he had the 22nd cabinet meeting recently. And all of the meetings that President Boakai had been calling all those why. Out of the 22 of the cabinet meetings, I realized that from the embryonic stage of the cabinet meetings called, or from the genesis, and as we gradually move into the exodus of the process, every time President Boakai will call a cabinet meeting, is to brainstorm on national issues. They will talk about this, they will talk about that. You will hear nothing substantial about the fight against drugs. The fight against drugs. All of their meetings, all of the cabinet meetings called by the president, they will talk about how they want to shift, the paradigms of our country. They want to develop Liberia under the rescue mission. They want to create jobs. They want to do this. They want to do that. All through monitoring, I didn't hear anything about drugs. Sometimes they would then capture their drugs. No, they can say drugs, they can say substance and abuse. They don't mention drugs, substance and abuse. You remember vividly there was this issue about drugs being arrested in the Broadway area. It was taken to the Broadway Magistrature Court. Later on, it was moved over. You saw them explain that night carrying the drugs. I don't know whether Central or the LDA office. Out of the 22 cabinet meetings, President Boakai had 2 meetings. One, he spoke about the issue about drugs. Secondly, when the $19 million drugs all brushed came out, then the president spoke about it. So on 2 occasions, out of 22 cabinet meetings, they were only talking about, so you see, the cartel was already on the ground. They was rooted, they was grounded, they was in charge. They was doing what they wanted to do. They was in charge, the necessary, officials of government, senior members, whether from the security sector or from the other sector, they were intact. And so there were no way, even after when Joseph Boakai and the vice president did their drugs tests, they did their drugs tests and say they are encouraging other government officials to take drugs tests. They were complacent about the fight of drugs because in their mind, it was well. But from the level of the cartel, they were grounded and rooted, and they were in charge. And they were doing what they were doing, coordinating their operations and making sure that Liberia was playing a more pivotal role, that Liberia was one of the breeding ground, that Liberia will be used as one of the major and key transit point, transit center, a manufacturing area, a packaging area for the distribution of dangerous substances, specifically cocaine, to other parts of the world, including the United States and Europe, that they would distribute cocaine to those countries. So, you remember how President Boakai spoke to the police and the LDEA? I want to play two of his cabinet meetings, specifically what he said, what the president said. I was going through all his stuff and thought to bring this one to you, so you listen to the president. Let me tell you, President Boakai wants to call for independent investigators. President Boakai style. The president is under serious pressure. Under very serious pressure. And President Baga wants to call for international investigation. He wants to ask the Americans. He wants to ask the Europeans to come in. But let me tell you, the cartel is very, very grounded in this government. The cartel is grounded. The guys are carrying fear. There are some United Party folks from the party perspective that want the issue of independent investigation to take place, investigators to come and overtake the matter. There are groups that are linked to the drugs issue. No, Mr. President, we can't do that. We on top of our games. No need to call for international investigators to come look into this matter. Other officials of the United Party are afraid that if President Baga will take this action, it will affect the chances of the United Party for 2029. But when a United Party got any chance for 2029 in this cooking, this has damaged them already. Let me bring the president. Let's listen to our president during that cabinet meeting. President Baga have not been serious about the fight about drugs. No, the been complacent. Where is he? Where is it? Where I put this thing? Okay, let's listen to the president. Now the one in Bomi. First in Bomi County, he took the cabinet meeting, how one in Bomi County. But let's listen to the president. How will you listen to him?
In terms of our effort against drugs, and I want to say that from all indication, even the fight against drugs is taken very serious, including the citizens themselves. I want to be grateful to them. Our young people need to be rehabilitated. So it's not just fighting the drugs, but to rehabilitate some of those who've been affected. Fight against drugs been intensified. We want to warn those
now listen
people who are doing these jobs. Like I tell the police, the badges they wear are not hunting license. I see the drug people, they're running wild with things as if to say it's a license for them to break the law. That's not what we said. The results must show in what you do.
So, that is the president. In Bomi County, here is the president speaking about the issue about drugs. Here is our president talking about the issue about drugs. And the very same president that is talking about the issue about the drugs and the LDEA doing their jobs. You remember the arrest of drugs from the Broadway end. You saw it. Many of you were here. You saw it. And the president speaking to that issue. The president was not commending. Let me tell you, all the things these guys are doing, one way or the other, they tie the old men around it. They tie the president around their actions. They tie the president around their operations. If not the president directly, they tie someone that is so close to the president, that is the heartbeat of the president. Somebody that is so dearest to the president is tied around this drugs issue. So the president, in his mind, I believe that when that drugs issue took place in Broadway, the cartel was not taking surveillance of actions that was coming their way. And that they needed to take the necessary precautionary measures so that those that are in the government that are not aware about the cartel, that those that will be overzealous and want to do their job for the safety of our country and to keep Liberia outside the threats of national security. The cartel also saw their actions as a threat to their operations in Liberia. So if you saw the president speaking the way he spoke in Bomi about the LDEA and the police, if you watch out that the LDEA, the manner and form in which they were proceeding in arresting drugs, they were not compromising. They were moving with no fear. They were moving fearlessly. The police were bursting in and making sure that drugs are arrested. But the cartel had issue with it and wanted to take the necessary precautionary measure. Why with the president? Why with our president with the help of the LDA officers and members of the police wanting to erect drugs, and the president will come and speak to the very LDA and say and want to warn them, knowing the fact that these people are rendering their services to the country and to its people. Listen to him right here. Now the president said this drugs issue is very serious.
We must continue to intensify our effort against drugs. And I want to say that from all indication, even the fight against drugs is taken very serious, including the citizens themselves. I want to be grateful to them.
So you see, the president is aware that the people themselves, the Liberian people, are serious about this drugs issue. He himself saying, we're taking it serious. And the Liberian people are taking the front row that this issue about drugs, we should bring it, we must bring it to an end. We must bring it to the conclusion part of the whole matter, the conclusion of the matter. So the president is aware, President Boubacar is cognizant of the fact that the Liberian people are serious about this drugs issue, that they will not let it go. They will continue until the end. And even Christ will return. Jesus will come and meet us fighting on this cocaine matter until the perpetrators are brought to justice. So President Boubacar is appreciating the Liberian people. He commending them for their efforts to make sure that we get to the nitty-gritty of the issue concerning cocaine. Concerning cocaine. Then at the same time, he's commending Liberia. Now, Joe Boubacar knows that the Liberian people are serious about this drugs issue. There is no way you can turn it around. There is no way you can have a twist and turn. There is no way you can maneuver them. You can induce them. You know, there is no way possible. So the president is commending you, Liberians. He's commending. But listen, what did the president say in bombing that caught my attention? You know, the meeting came after that brought of that drugs in the Broadway area there. You saw it that night. Then what the president would say this now?
Young people need to be rehabilitated. So it's not just fighting the drugs, but to rehabilitate some of those who've been affected.
The president is talking about the rehabilitation. You know, he's taking it likely. We need to rehabilitate, not just only to fight drugs, but we need to rehabilitate. How do we rehabilitate people when we don't know who's bringing the drugs? When we don't know who is infesting the cocaine in the community to damage our brothers and sisters? So first of all, let's be able to grab the perpetrators. Let's be able to grab the people, the distributors, and we then incarcerated, prosecuted under our laws and international laws. Then we talk about rehabilitation. The very rehabilitation that President Boubacar talking about, automatically zero. Nothing has happened. If you listen to me, Honorable Amara Corner, he said the legislature made money available to buy sensitive, sophisticated security equipment that will be deployed at our ports of entries, including the seaport, the airport, and the border. Money was allocated, not only for that, but to have rehabilitation centers built. The government received the money. Joseph Boubacar then received the money. Where is it? Where is it? They received the money, but because the cartel is so grounded in the Unity Party government, the cartel is aware that if you guys go about buying those sophisticated equipment, you will sabotage our operation. The movement of the cocaine from Liberia to Europe or to other parts of the world will be thwarted. So there is no need to use that money to buy these sophisticated equipment. No need. No need. So you saw that laissez-faire and lackadaisical behavior of the Unity Party government after they received money from through the endorsement and approval of the legislature. But President Boubacar goes to Bobby County. He's telling us Liberian that the Liberian people are taking the drugs issue seriously. Why would the same president want to say what he has said to the people in Bomi relative to the issue of the immigration and the police? Listen to your president.
Against drugs.
Why is he wanting it?
Intensified. We want to warn those people who are.
We want to warn those people. We want to warn those people. Mr. President is aware the cartel is grounded and rooted They got people who close to the president able to tell the papi, these guys are overspeeding. The men need to stop. The way the men are doing our operation, they want to spot things around here. This is an organized thing. Nobody can spot our close, our eating more. Why would the president want to warn members of the police? Why would the president want to warn members of the LDEA? The people that are responsible for drugs. Eh? Why Joseph Baka would want to? Why is he warning them? Why is he not warning the people that are importing drugs in our country? Why is he not warning those who want to infest, our communities with cocaine and dangerous substances? Eh? Your president.
We warn those people who are doing this job.
We warn those people who are doing this job. That means those who fight it. Warn those people who are doing this job.
Like I tell the police that the badges they wear are not hunting license.
Okay.
I see the drug people, they're running wild with things as if to say.
I see the drugs people running wild with things as if to say. How can the president say the LDA are running with things? Because the cartel saw the actions of the LDA and that they were ready to burst into cartel. They were moving. They were on speed, excessive speed. They were overspeeding like RB Atlante. They were overspeeding. So I believe in my mind that the cartel might have likely, through their process, told the president, Mr. President, these people are overspeeding. Let it take time. Let them take it easy. Let them take it easy. So the thing here is the cartel been on the ground ever since. But the cartel saw the actions of the LDA, or some of the officers, like they were trying to, damage their whole movement, their operations. Now, if you observe, at a certain point, the LDA was not taking control of drugs. Who are taking control? The Liberian National Police. Under the leadership of Greg Como. You saw the Liberian National Police. You saw it. Now, the LNP boss now was taking control of every drugs operation. Every drugs operations. Are you telling me that the LDA doesn't have the capacity, the logistical wise, that they don't have anything available to be able to take charge of the drugs? Every movement, everywhere now, the police were there. They were not storing drugs in the LDA warehouse anymore. They were storing at the headquarters of the Liberian National Police. So the police now were taking charge of the drugs. And that was even the best way that even the cartel would think that they are safe, because they had insiders in the sector. And so if the police will take charge, we are safe. Because we will have access to escort. We will have access to instructions, stand down. Every border points, every checkpoint, we will board those, we will penetrate with no intervention. So all the instructions that were issued, were they issued by the LDEA? All the instructions that saw convoys, that saw tinted winches car with blinkers carrying cocaine, were the instruction coming from the LDEA? No. They told to Blaber Brown that said, we got instruction. I was called to extract the vehicle that were carrying the cocaine. That instruction came from the boss of the LDEA, because the LDEA was not in charge anymore. Because the cartel saw that the LDEA was trying to be too inquisitive. They were trying to work overzealously. And that's why you heard the president talking that the LDEA that running fast, and they say they went home for somebody in the forest. They need to be warned. So the cartel knew that if they were sat back, then complacent, their whole operations were then brought out into the public. Because the movement of the LDEA and some police officers was strange. So instead of the LDEA taking care of drugs, then you can see them enter the police. And even to the club where they say, Rayano Sani Bar, what kind of bar? You saw LDEA officers going there. You saw members of the Liberian National Police. So who is in charge when it comes to drugs issues? Is it the LNP or the LDEA? Who has that responsibility? Why do you think that it is not the LDEA now overseeing and superseding and monitoring the issue about the drug, but it is the LMP. Because in my mind, the cartel have problems with the operations of LDA. That many of them was doing it from the bottom of their heart to see Liberia free. In their mind, some of the guys in the LDA and they're not supporting us. So if we keep allowing the men will spoil our operation. So I believe the president will have to issue that. Why would the president want to warn member of the police and warn the LDA instead of congratulating the LDA? Why would President Baka not be appreciating the efforts of the men and women of the LDA, those who go into the trenches and in the communities? They are brutalized. Look at my boy, Kevin. Look at my boy, Kevin. He was flogged. He was not just flogged, he was whipped. Not just been whipped, he was beaten. They even wore him on his head. Because they went into the communities, they risked their lives. But the movement of the LDA was strange to the cartel. So the cartel raised up the issue with their process that have close proximity with the power that be, that there is a need that these guys should stand down. Because they are going too deep. So you saw the president warning them. I told the police, why you see the men are running here, they call it hate seeking. How can a president look at a group of people that sacrifice their time, their efforts, and be telling them that they're overspeeding? Every drugs movement, the drug enforcement agency should go there, not the police. They should call the police for backup. That's why they have all of the sophistications. They have the weaponry, they have the logistical support, they have what it takes, they have the men and women that are there. And LDA has they have the manpower. But why have they been denied? Instead of Biako to brief, it is the police are briefing, because Biako says the human, how they call it, SRO for the Liberian National Police. Biako does not relinquish his office. He said the human resource manager of the Liberian National Police, and said serving as the ROC, the officer in charge of the LDA. I want you to, that is why you see presently, Mr. President is embarrassed. President Baka is stressed out. The president is going through difficult time. But until President Baka can muster the courage and show to the Liberian people that he came to as a serious mandate, President Baka called for the international investigators. If this government is serious to fight cocaine, let it call for the international investigators. The cocaine cartel that linked to it, they are telling their process. Now, mind you now, the guys are so grounded in the form and manner that they spend millions of dollars. They spend millions of dollars on lobby. And that's why they got their cartel lobbyists that are placed in the different cells. And they are connected. They are doing communication, in collaboration with their process to make sure that nothing stand their way. And they spend millions of dollars, not just in cash, but they spend it in kind. What they go about doing, they do some things so as to motivate the executive and make the president to believe that his officials are working. They are lobbying from friends, from partners, and they will also want to be using past leadership and say, you see, we are going to go lobby, but then we lobby like that too. We talk to our men, some of them said they will fill a small role from there to the town. They will be able to do their work from that town. So what they did, they start to distribute the drugs money, the cocaine money, and they start opening car dealer centers, garages, and small supermarkets in many areas, and call the very Joseph Baka to go there and dedicate those places to make it appear that they are heavily involved in impressing, bringing investors to the country, bringing money, and investing in every part of the country to increase government's revenue generation capacity. So they gave the president the impression that they are working. So the cartel was not only involved in the distribution of cash, but they were involved into other projects that will serve as a motivational factor to the executive to allow free access to their operations. And so it is not something that they started now. They started it before. They started it before. And that's why you see now it's difficult for the president. And President Baka will have to decide. Because one group of people saying, President Baka said there is a need to call the international community to help us. Some of the cartel men say, Papa, no, it's not necessary. Because when you involve the people, what will happen? It will damage the government. They have what changes for 22. We're going to change your one. They gave you change for 3 years. You have not gone 4 years of your administration. The entire country has been cocaine rise. Cocaine rise. People are dining and whining in cocaine. They are dining and whining in drugs. We've not done 4 years of your administration. Why are you worried about 2029 if you know you will win? Why are you going to the president and telling Papier, if we call for international investigator, you know it will hamper our chances for 2029? Which 2029? The 2029 that you said Joe Baka is doing the unprecedented? Is that what you worried about? So you worry about elections, but you prefer that your who came with big mouth and big show and lies to perpetuate yourself into power. It is a lie. And that is why more pressure is needed to be placed on Joseph Baka. More pressure. Right center. I saw a young guy standing on the street with BNTV and they were interacting. They were talking about we are coming back. He was asking, where are the groups? Where is center? Where is the civil society groupings? Where are the women organizations? Where are they? During George Weah time, they were jumping around and shouting like the devil. They were jumping around and shouting. Today, you can't find center. No, their mouths are shut because they are in the pocket of the power that be. And they're looking for their food money to sustain their families. So they are no more concerned about integrity. Integrity has gone. No, it is not about integrity anymore. It is about what we can get to put in our pocket. And that's why you see few of us that stand our grounds, that choose to be the way we are, to be resolute, to be zealous and charismatic in engagements and fight against cocaine. Under this government, we will continue because we cannot be induced by Joe Baka or anybody. President Baka is aware that what we do at Kings FM is happening. And he must buttress the effort of Kings FM by allowing international investigators to take charge of this case. Because heads will roll. And when head rolls, it will roll into the guato. Enough is enough. So the cartel play their game and try to play on the minds of their process so that they will tell the president one of people. So today, when they go for, when you can see the LDA go, they can only send LDA in West Point. They send the LDA to Kono West. They send it to Balaswa. They take the LDA and send it to Pin. They send it, and because they free those slum communities are the places where the drugs are infested. So to draw the attention of the public from the rear scene, from the cells, from the manufacturing grounds, from the packaging area, they want to distract our people and say LDA in the community. They go to Nwapaton. From there, they go to Carpet Street. Then they will go to Funde. From Funde, they come to Butoya. From Butoya, they go to Jireya. From Jireya, they go to Sunshine Yard. Then they come to Dikikon and Simekro and all the road to Tekpa Road. They are holding the LDA. No, the LDEA has been deprived their opportunity, their rights. Because the LDEA will bust into any area regardless of who you are, who connected to it. But the cartel will not allow that. That's why you see today the police in charge. The IG issue instruction. The IG pack the cocaine in their own warehouse. In the warehouse at the LNP headquarters. And the LDEA has no supervision because Biako himself is afraid of Gregory. Biako is the human resource manager and still the acting ORC of the LDEA. So why was Biako get to contact Gregory? Gregory is one person who feels he owes nobody any explanation. Gregory is the only police director that don't listen to anybody. Gregory feels that he owes no loyalty to any minister of government, and nobody can remove him besides Joseph Baka. His loyalty is to Joe Baka, it's not to anybody. And that's why you see Gregory operate the way he operates. Because there is deeper things about this guy that nobody wants to just easily get out. So you don't play with Gregory. Gregory is the darling son of Joseph Baka. But that darling son to Joseph Baka is going to cause the country a darling trouble. So it was the first time the president spoke to Bomi after that burst of the drugs in Broadway. And when the president spoke to Bomi, you saw the president warning the LNP and warning the LDEA. Now, he said, I talked to the police. But he said, how can you call, you see, President Baka, the old man, he really into Chakala Buti. And when we go Joseph Baka in real Chakala Buti, listen, this is, how can the president speak like this?
Like I tell the police, the badges they wear are not hunting license.
Like I tell the police, the badges they wear They are now hunting dogs. They attack the police. How can you say you tell the police they're not hunting dogs? If the police should do their work, they should do their work free of interference. Even though they're under you, Chief. But how can you say that? Now, listen to how he spoke to the LDA.
I see the drug people.
I see the drugs people. The president calling the Liberal Drugs Enforcement Agency. I see the drugs people. I see the drugs people.
They're running wild with things.
They're running wild with things. I see the drugs people. They're running like call it head chicken. A seated president is a clear indication that indeed the cartel was not happy, and their process were able to tell the president there was a need to warn the LDEA because they were overspeeding, they were accelerating overplus, and there was a need to bring them to a moment of standstill. And that is how the president was. That is why the president spoke the way he spoke. No good president will want to speak to a group of people that sacrifice their life, their talent, put their life on the harm's way to make sure that they help the country get rid of dangerous substances. And you, as a chief executive, you will have the audacity, the proclivity to vehemently sit down and make these expressions and say the LDE people, President Baka was not speaking the way he spoke because he wanted to. He was speaking based on the caution from the process of the cartel. That there was a need to warn them because they're going too much. You see how the small little group, the small little group, and they catch all along. So there is a need to warn them. It was a caution. It was a caution from the president. It was a caution. Why you want to
wild with things as if to say there's a license for them to break the law. That's not what we say.
Yeah, that's not what we say. It's not a lesson for LDA to break the law. It's not a lesson. We get up here to be jumping some places you're not supposed to jump. That corner where you're supposed to go. That Diki corner you're supposed to go. You're supposed to come to Bafra. You're supposed to come to Sinatra. Down that all places you're supposed to go. It was a warning. It was a caveat to the LDA. Because the LDA officers careless. They were ready to dig up a free-heading agenda of the cartel. But the cartel was on top of their games and said, gentlemen, let's take the necessary precautionary measures. How do we do it? Get in connection with the process, let them get closer to the power that be, and tell them to warn those guys to stand down. The problem, the opportunity of being given to the Liberal National Police will have an influence, will be able to penetrate. Well, the president, we're going to be warning LDA. No, don't be arguing on the bus, but let go to be. Don't argue on that keke. Don't make power on the motorbike. No need to argue. Let's put this thing into proper perspective. The president should have commanded the LDEA after the burst of that drugs in Broadway. President Baka should have commanded the LDEA in collaboration with other joint security. But more presidents should have gone to the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency. No. The president didn't do that. The president instead chose to desecrate and reduce the LDA to a non-entity buffon organization. Listen to him. No president would do this. After the burst of cocaine, then you calling all LDA people. It's an insult.
To say there's a license for them to break the law.
No, come back.
As if to say the drug people, they're running wild.
How do you call the
drug people?
How do you call them the drug people? How do you call them the drug people? If you are calling the LNP, how do you call the LDA drug people? No respect. Because the president in his own mind too thought they was running. Because he was advised, he was cautioned. Look, President Baka sits down there, they try to tell him what to do that, why you do. And that's why he goes about doing. Listen, you can see why he said about the police. What did he say to the police?
I want to warn those people who are.
I want to warn. When they say, I'm warning you, look, I'm warning you. Warning in its reality, in its context, is caution. I want to warn you. I want to caution you. I want to warn you. I want to put you on your alert. Warning has similarities and resemblance with actions. You get me? Warning or caution has similarity and resemblance with action. And so I'm warning you because I will not warn you again. Why is he warning them instead of thanking them? Why is the president warning them instead of appreciating them? Why is the president cautioning them instead of the president giving them the pap on the back? Oh my God. Listen.
Doing these jobs. Like I tell the police, that the badges they wear are not hunting license.
I told the police, because the police were trying to go deeper. They told the police, the badge they were not hunting dog. You see it? How do you tell your Liberia National Police officer that thing? People who risking their life, you tell them the badge they are wearing not hunting dog. But be running all around, running places, and who send you? Then he came to the LGEA.
I see the drug people. They're running wild with things as if to say there's a license for them to break.
Running wild with things? How can a president? We're talking about the fight against drugs. And LDA doing their job. They brought out something from Broadway. They put out boxes, bags of drugs. You're not thanking them. You're not appreciating them. And you are telling us they trust people, they running, they over speeding. Then at the end, that's why it's about it.
That's not what we said.
That's not what we said. That's not what we said. We tell you say go place, we say yo. Now what we say, oh. We tell the LDA go place, we say yo. That's what we say, oh.
The results must show in what you do.
The results must show. But now what we tell you, it's not what we told you people. Liberians, look, I'm like wondering, in fact, whether the president will allow international people to come. Whether President Biden will allow the international investigators to come. Then they go to his last cabinet meeting. I don't know who the MC or who they're talking that they inherited the drugs issue. The whole day, the United Party, they thought of excuses. They who said they came to rescue, they want to, they want to back into things. They want to back turn. Where is it? Where is it? Let's listen to them. The last one he just had, the last cabinet meeting at the executive mansion. That one I played first was the one in bombing. After that, we had it. Let's listen to our president here.
On the vaccine question of drugs in our country.
I'm not a press secretary.
There'll be a presentation led by both the Minister of Health, as well as the LDA. As you know, we've been facing a challenge in terms of how we handle a drug situation that we inherited as a government. And
you see it? That we inherited as a government. They thought of excuses. The United Party people, you see so. They hate to take responsibility. They want to explain to the Liberian people that they inherited the drugs issue. You inherited the drugs issue. You said we are the ones bringing drugs. CDC then was bringing drugs. You inherited the drugs issue. You're not able to resolve the drugs issue. Instead, you have shown to the world that you are the one. You were the one, and you are the one responsible for all the things that were happening in the CDC time. Those small push that were carrying around in the community, you were the facilitators, you were the distributors of them. You stand there and telling the Liberian people something we inherited from. We were inherited it from. Okay, you inherited it. Granted, but here is it today. The world get to know that indeed you are the one that been behind all these drugs operations. All people in your government, people who came, they placed them. They said, we will go to a strategic area. We will not go to just anywhere. No. So if we are able to lobby with the president to make one of our collaborators, to be at a strategic location like the RRA or the Freeport of Monrovia or maybe to the borderlines, we will have close proximity to be able to export the drugs. My brother, you inherited something. But who gave a man a job? Who gave that guy from RRA the job? When they tell his record himself in 2018, they got them registered. They said they were coming to do fishing business. They were coming to bring special fish. You heard the people from Roxville. They said they were bringing special kind of fish. Do we have a special kind of fish? Because that was why the register, under the pretense that they will be engaged into frozen food. When we have West Africa here, we have she had to then all in say on time I can bring fish. They said they were involved into fish and other frozen food. But the best place to put that person would be at the RIA. Because when they put that person to the RIA, the cartel will have easy access to be able to export the cocaine out of the country. And you saw them say they arrested that guy from RIA. Who they link to the company? Because the cartel, they will be thinking ahead of you. While you are thinking now, they are thinking ahead of you. They're thinking ahead of you. That if we should succeed, we don't need somebody who is not associated with the cartel to be at the RIA. Let's find somebody who will be suited and placed, and we will not worry about how the drugs can leave and get to the RIA for export. So let's get somebody that we can maneuver with the Minister of State. We can play around some of the advisors and allow the president to appoint that person. When that person serves in that capacity at the RIA, definitely the cartel is shaken. The cartel is grounded. We cannot move. So the cartel was not, they're not just grounded outside, they are grounded inside. They are grounded inside. So that you Liberians understand that the issue about the cartel, it's not just, look, these guys spend millions of dollars in two fronts. They spend it in cash and they spend it in kind. You think why Joseph Baga Pikin is sitting there, run over open mini supermarket, they want to open car garage. That car garage is going to carry the president to go dedicate. That car garage is supposed to carry our president to go dedicate. You're supposed to take our president to go dedicate mini supermarket. You're supposed to collect our president to carry in to go dedicate some kind of petty things, because it was a side attraction, an attraction for motivation, an attraction to convince the president that indeed, look, the boys that you put in the government, these young people, they have the influence, papi. You know the cartel is embedded within the system, and they are granted. And so when these guys go around the president, they are able to convince the president, Mr. President, you see how these guys are working. The young boys you put in the government, papi, they are out there. Why do young boys want to be a special envoy to the president for business, special envoy to the president for investment, special envoy to the president for motivation? Why are they tying around things that have to do with business? Because it is the best way they can convince the president and the government so that the cartel is able to move in. Because when you place these people at these strategic positions and at these strategic locations, they will have free access, free passage. And that's why you see the cartel, how they operate. You think that cocaine just left the manufacturer area in Liberia and went to the RIA? No, because it was granted. The guys that knew. It was just a bad day for them that lady was on the ground. You hear about the lady name again? Where is that lady? None of us talking about her. Where is she? Is she alive? Where is she? She's in the country? She on a custody? Where is she? Many of us, the human rights people, should be advocating for that woman. Where is she? Where are the whistleblowers? And everybody says, and on the veranda, and everybody just feel complacent. Look, President Bouaga doesn't have the political will to call for an international investigation because he's carrying my man to that soul because he live I get face tomorrow. He carry my heart there again. President Bouaga, seasoned papi, 42 years experience. The man that understands the modus operandi of our border politics cannot take a decisive decision to save the country. President Bouaga, he said so proudly. He feels so happy that look, you know, Liberia or under Joseph Baga cocaine, Liberia exporting cocaine. The old man, let me tell you, nothing will end this whole drugs issue until President Bouaga invites the Americans, invites the British, invites the Europeans to this thing. And they are aware. All they do to Joe Bouaga is to give him the benefit of the doubt. Why do you think people are writing CNN releasing information? Why do you think Rodney Sear released? You think Rodney Sear took it from heaven? You think Rodney Sear is super heaven? No, he's not a superman. There are people that confide in Rodney Sear, and that people will be the State Department. That people will be the U.S. government. They look for credible people. They look for people they can confide into, and they are able to put it on the floor and see what the government will say. And that's why you see Rodney will speak the way he's speaking. Running and taking information from under the ground or in space. It's not coming from Pluto or Neptune or Jupiter. It's coming from right in America. And it will be tied around the Americans. Because the Americans know every movement that the cartel is making in Liberia. The Americans are concerned if that drugs have not landed, it was not heading for the US. The British are concerned, the Europeans are concerned. If that drugs was not heading for Europe, and if they have not gone there before to damage people, they were concerned because it had to do with millions and billions of US dollars. President Bouaka would not sit there and want to tell us that, look, the government is low. President Bouaka should call for an international investigation. Investigators. International investigators. And who? The Americans. The British, the Europeans, they are ready. Look, let me tell you, Bouaka is aware that senior members of his government are in this thing. And if he called their name, and you know, Bouaka is not afraid to call their name, but he don't have that political will. That a guy around the woman telling Papa, when you do it, I will change for 2029. But United Party not get changed for 2029 again. Their drugs thing already destroy you. Nobody will get their country to a cocaine government, a cocaine people. Nobody will give it to you. Nobody. Now, listen, I was playing this one from the executive mansion. After the $19 million, because Bouaka was complacent. When the LDA arrested that drugs from Broadville, people were pressing it. Whoa, 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 whoa. People were pressing the LDA. After that, they had the cabinet meeting in Bombay. You saw Bouaka, instead of he congratulating the LDA, President Bouaka was warning the LDA that they were overspeeding, that they were running the Kolehe chicken. And that is not what they told them to do. Now, there was the one day, I think this was the last, what you might call it, cabinet meeting. Let's listen to the president right here.
To ensure that we address this problem.
Danny President,
We've been doing that.
I'm implicated the president.
Emergency as well as a national security threat. And true to
they just take the microphones. You know, these United Party folks, they know how to mesmerize. You know, they know how to mesmerize people. They would take the microphones and come with a lot of terminology and jargons and adjectives and thinking that this thing can resolve the issue about cocaine. It is not using of words. We're not talking about you propounding and talking about all this. No, we don't need terminology. This is not about vocabulary. It is not about big words. It is about taking actions. You can't destroy the cartel when the cartel is associated with you. No. They your BB bunk is not what we're discussing, Papa. We're discussing cocaine. That's what we're talking about. You stand down there holding microphone and just bringing out all the jargons and all the big words. President Bouaka told something like you. That the president now, after the $19 million issue kick off, because you remember the first time the drugs issue came about was the outburst of Broadway. But many Liberians, they didn't discover that the cartel was at work. People saw it like it was the Nigerians. It was because everybody that the Nigerian people, that the Fulani can bring drugs to, everybody tied the Fulanis, everybody tied Nigerians on this drugs issue in Liberia. Am I lying here? Everybody. Oh, the Nigerian, oh, the Fulani people, they don't want getting that what the baying horses. Everybody tied Nigerians and Fulani to the drugs issue. So when that drugs issue brought up in Broadway, it was taken to the magisterial court in Broadway. Within a twinkling of an eye, an instruction came from up, and they took the drugs from there and took it to the Liberia National Police headquarters, where it's supposed to be at the LDA warehouse to be stored. After that, the second outburst came the $19 million drugs. It was when now President Bouaka came up to say something. President Bouaka, please talk. Yeah, he read it. Where the guy finish?
the president's words, he has been following up on the responsible agency and institutions to address this question. So today's presentation will be by the Minister of Health as well as the LDA, both on the supply and demand side of the drug situation.
Both from the supply and the demand side, the LDA and the Minister of Health. But when it comes to giving the LDA the opportunity, they won't. When it comes to appreciating the LDA, they won't. When it comes to, giving a pat on the back of the LDA, they won't. Because the LDA want to dig deeper, and the cartel see it as an infringement of the rules. That's the best way to say it. The cartel sees the actions of the LDA as an infringement of the rule. So the best thing to do is to tell the guy that associate with the power that be the process of the cartel to tell Mr. President, you need to warn the LDA about it. The way they got them running, they call it chicken. That's how Joe Baka issued the warning in bombing to the LDA. He didn't tell them thank you. Instead, he discouraged and disappointed the LDA to the highest level. That was an act of discouragement. Let's listen to him right here. If I open the telephone line, Labyrinth, and take few of your calls. I'll talk about it on Kings 88.5. President Baka, say something now.
In terms of how
My man, you didn't lead the market
drug situation that we inherited as a government.
Yeah, lead that team, man. Where you inherited? Go sit down. Get it. Please move over there.
Institutions to address this question. Okay. So today's presentation will be by the Minister of Health as well as the FDA, both on the supply and demand side of the drug situation. With that, Mr. President, I would like to turn over the meeting to you as presiding chairman.
Sometimes you just listen to the radio, all kind of question, answers, and reasons. But that's the job that we have to do.
Listen.
And I thank you for sometimes the courage not to even speak to it.
Yeah. He said, I thank you. At least I tell you courage not to be talking to the people sometimes. You don't pay attention to them. When you listen to the radio, yeah, but you need to answer the questions. Why there should be a problem to you as a president? There have been people asking the hard questions. They need answers. You as a president, you can go say and be telling us, people saying on the radio, they be asking, no, you don't do it, Joe. You don't do it, Papa. You don't do it. Don't do it to us.
Have to do. And I thank you.
Yeah, you were talking about momentum.
Question, answer, and reason.
You won't answer that one question and answer and reason. The people won't know that you say question and answer. They sit on the radio. They call on the radio. You listen to the people. No, the people got to ask you, Mr. President.
All kind of question, answer.
What do you call all kind of question, Papi? What do you call all kind of question? Damaging our country. Today, a repetition that was built. It's been damaged. Then you're talking about people asking all kinds of questions. Papi, I said, no, seriously, it's not good. Listen to him.
And reason.
That's why he said.
But that's the job that we have to do.
Listen to them.
And I thank you for sometimes the courage not to even speak to it. But to do what you do to serve.
Do what you do. I like the way some of y'all muster the courage not to speak to that tabata where they can be to you on radio and ask questions. Just do what you're supposed to do. If you ought to transport, you ought to deport, you ought to expo. Do what you're supposed to do. The old man.
The people.
Listen.
So today's agenda is on drugs and substance abuse.
Drugs and substance abuse. Drugs and substance abuse. Why would they give it such a nomenclature? That's not the best choice of words. In my mind, drugs and abuse. No. Cocaine. The outburst of cocaine in our country. And this cabinet meeting came just right after the drop of the $19 million drugs. This is at the 22nd cabinet meeting of Joseph Baka. For the president to be saying that we're discussing drugs and abuse. What do you call drugs and abuse? Which and abuse? Take cocaine. If this thing is a national emergency, there is no way the choice of words. Don't say, be blunt, be straight to the point. Let it have an exclamatory mark with a strong feelings. Now you see the old man, I'm being the papi that people can be telling the authority. Listen.
And substance abuse.
Drugs and substance abuse. Drugs and substance abuse. No. After the $19 million outburst of the cocaine at the Ramos International Airport, the president had this cabinet meeting. Instead of him talking about the cocaine, he's talking about drugs and substance abuse. Okay, no problem. We'll take it that way.
You will recall that when we took office, the vice president and I took drug test, and we also said drug was a major issue in our country, and it was something that we have to deal with. As substance abuse.
You see it? He's still calling the same thing. Oh. When you call substance abuse, they probably too crafty. Oh. You full of too much of manipulative operations. Though. Why you call you can say cocaine? They think about catch that cocaine, and that's substance abuse, baby. You need a party. They gotta know how to play on people. Instead, when they say the lesson,
As substance abuse
substance abuse.
and what it's doing to our young people.
And what that's something now. So you're in the old man in the paper there. When the back says something and abuse, you understand what he's saying, you. It's substance abuse. You understand him. Because he won't call cocaine. He won't say the drugs, the dangerous substance, the cocaine thing what we do to our country. He won't call it and say substance and abuse. No problem. We'll take it.
And also what it does to the country in terms of our reputation.
You see it? So the president is aware that this thing is damaging to our country and the country's reputation. The president is aware. Yet this thing, he can muster the courage to get rid of those very people who are doing what they have done that damage the image of our country today. What they have done. He knows, he's aware that this thing has damaged the image of our country. Already honor his government, honor his watch, honor his gavel, honor his leadership. But he says he's very complacent. You know, he's acting that he doesn't know what is happening in the country. But he acknowledging the fact that this thing damaging to our country's image and our reputation to the international community. Go ahead.
You heard about the 19 million
You hear? You heard me, Liberians?
drug that was seized here.
You heard what he said? Now, I showed you got what I said. I played those two videos so I have to let you know out of 22 cabinet meetings, only 2 that the president had thought of to speak about the drugs issue. 1, he won the LDA after the outbreak of the drugs in Broadview. It was a caution to the LDA that they were overspilling like Kolehe chicken because the cartel used that process to issue that warning so that it would not jeopardize their operations. And they keep doing what they were doing until they uprust. When the $19 million cocaine was discovered at the Rabat International Airport, the president and his group thought that something was not correct, something that was happening now need to draw the attention of them. In the cabinet meeting, you talking about $19 million. He didn't say cocaine, he said drugs. He don't mention cocaine. But the president is aware. Now he talking. Because they are surprised. How can this thing come from our Rabat International Airport? How can this thing be packaged Lemage Q and Lapa from Watosa? How can this thing be packaged and passing through our international airports? How can it be? When we say we came to rescue, how can this thing bulldoze? President Baka, who calling it substance and abuse, but he's acknowledging the fact of the $19 million outburst. Cocaine, you can't call it cocaine. And he's selling us a substance and abuse. Why do you call substance and abuse? Which substance? Which substance? Because they want to use the choice of voice so as to not make this thing look serious. When we talk about substance, we play on them. They don't know what kind of substance we're talking about. So that let us not mention cocaine. Let us not write cocaine in the paper right up. It would be dangerous for us and the cartel. And those of us that are linked.
In terms of our reputation, you heard about the 19 million drug that was seized here. So we need to.
In fact, in my mind, why would the president say you heard about the $19 million drugs? Why would the president say you are aware? You heard. He didn't say he knew about it. He as a president, he's not in the know. I thought the best way to have told the Liberian people, we were able to arrest the governor of Liberia. We have arrested $19 million cocaine at the Rabat International Airport. $19 million. How will you tell the Liberian people? I know your hair say the people care something. So are you as a president, you hear nothing? Oh God. Just let me open the land, people.
We need to make people understand that this is something that we're not going to just no matter who is involved, what position you hold, nobody will be spared that we get involved in the importation, distribution, or whatever role you play in the drug sector, because it's damaging to our country, it's damaging to the health of our future generation, and we already been seeing.
Talk about it on Kings 88.5. If the president would say nobody will be let go, and I saw PR then running with it, up to now, all the revelations are coming. Why the president can't sack those people? Why you get dismissed them? Our President Baka will call the international court to come and help me. Since I'm able to look at my own beginning, look at my own children and tell and say, go to jail. You grab the one. Call the Americans to do due diligence. Call them. Why is President Baka feeling so reluctant to take the necessary action? Do you think President Baka will call for the international community's intervention to investigate and bring the original perpetrators to justice? Open the telephone line, take a few of your calls before we go on 077-223-9933, 077-980-375, or 0886-30-4497. Who are the women? May I bring the women? Someone get it. They put it on charge out there. Okay. I'm coming. Let me get this track playing and go get that phone quickly. Okay. The system is very, very corrupt. The system is very, 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 very bad. Let's take this quickly. Let me get that phone for you.
The system is too corrupt. The system is too corrupt. The state of light, but they don't care. The yellow cry, but they don't care. For the masses, where are the schools? The promise.
Talk about it on Kings 88.5. So let's take your calls on 077-223-9933, 077-2. I want to put the number on the screen here. Okay, it's on the 077-223-9933. That's the male line. The female line, 077-980-375. That is the women line. The other Lone Star number is 0886-30-4497. And the WhatsApp line is +231-886-30-4497. Let's take somebody here. 1 minute. Good morning.
Good morning, Israel.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Thank you very much. Israel, I'm lucky today to be the first person on your call. Israel, I'm Spencer Mohammed, and I call from Down Coast Spoon Hill, Western Community, member of the Liberia for Justice.
Mm-hmm.
Look, Israel, you asked a student question, but the answer to your question is no, absolutely no. There is no way that President Baka will ever invite any international, organization or international partner to investigate this issue. Why? Because the evidence, it is from Moscow. The evidence are pointing directly to the president, and the president himself has even built a defense for the drug cartel. When the people were running what was the indication? Means they should slow down so that they can do the business. Look, this was the investor guys were talking about over the years. Israel, you can remember when the president went to America for the first time, he said he was going to meet with 35 investors and 17. And later, his investor commission said they have 400 investors that came to Liberia. And yesterday, radio station just admitted that yes, those people that came, investors, let Baka take their photos. Even the investors that came here, they keep up and everything is pointing to the president and his children. Indeed, President Baka will never invite international partners to investigate this because the hands are caught into the cookies jar. That's why we going to pay for it and pay for it dearly. Thank you very much.
Thank you so kindly. Good morning.
Hello, Israel.
Yeah, let's hear you, Chief.
Good morning.
I'm okay.
Yes, I'm calling from Iron Factory. This we have started.
Okay.
There is nothing the government can take care of now. They finish running our campaign. They finish running CDC campaign. Yeah. And we pray for Baka to be living 2029 to beat him. Yeah, we finish beating him and we see all of them to the court for them to go to jail for prosecution.
Okay.
Because the thing they lied to us, they said, so we are bringing jobs in this country. And now they forget to know that they were killing our brothers and sisters through jobs. But we will pray for them. They will be living 2029. We will be there. And last thing to live in now, if our president coming for Nigeria, or we're going for him to the airport, that police, they see when the police stop us that day for us to not enter the airport to go weapon our president. That day, they must get ready for us again. Thank you very much, brother.
Thank you so kindly. Thank you so much. Okay, let's take somebody from the somebody from the women line. 1 minute each. Good morning.
Good morning, brother Israel.
Morning.
This is Sadakia reporting from the old road.
Okay.
Concern for just this puppet, he knows about this trust. The reason why he doesn't want for the investigation, the American investigation to come in the country because his son here in it. That's why his son. So you will not be good. Yeah, because right now he and Kasumu Wakai, they give big confusion. Why did you include his children or children in that? So that's the reason he will not allow it. Thank you.
Thank you so kindly. Good morning. Let's hear you.
Good morning. Yeah, I'm June. Hello.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm June Squidle from South Johnstown. Let me just commend you this morning for your just honor discussion, but you mentioned one thing. You know, and left,
That will waste our time on those kind of idiots. Good morning.
Good morning, Israel.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Israel, my name is Ishmael Kamara, and I called this morning from Painesville.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is where the Liberian people now need to begin, right, to put President Bwakai and President Weah on the microscope. Because I think it's clear indeed that President Bwakai, who campaigned on the issue of drug, he came to power. Liberian people decided to say, okay, let's put you there so that you can come for a drug. Now he is, in fact, involved in the dealing of drugs in our country. Mm. So there's no racket sanity that is needed here to come and tell us that President Bwakai is involved in the drug dealing in our country. Look, the last time when President Weah became president in the country, he was accused of taking money from mobile SSI. And when he decided to influence international community in the or the partnership and investigated matter. People were able to bring their report at the time on this country. Why is it President Bwakai is dragging his feet to invite our partners to get involved to investigate the drug issue in our country? The issue of drugs is kind of terrible. It's a very national security issue. Now you go into the different mining sites around you find young people involved in drugs and the different miners why is it that very common? Last time we listened to you talking about this Emmanuel or Zion that being a university graduate at the airport and he get there and instead of being charged and sent to court for a lot of time, the inspector general of police for this car. Unfortunately, the thing to be the man who is the first hand of law enforcement, and he's the one under managing the law enforcement of our country, and the matter thing keeping the car at the insurance position at the LMP. It's not spread out for the country. It's not spread out to do anything in this country. It's only a year. To take it backward. Israel, if nothing is done in this country to install the back, it's done now before 2020. I can see our country going backward. Thank you for having me this morning.
Thank you so kindly. Thank you so kindly. Morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, morning.
My name is Mohammed from Ria, concerned like law for justice.
Mm.
The first thing that he's doing. This is the laws, the reason why they stop we have a passing down there. I believe because of when the drugs and teenagers. So the law will let no CDC person to in the because they want of drugs. So everything that's going on in the country, they put in the president over the country, and you don't know what's going on. Everything the president knows. That crop he went to, he knew what was happening there. He went there because he knew that his children were part of everything. The president knows. Thank you.
Thank you so kindly. Thank you so kindly. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah.
I'm Margie, 2 million citizens concerned Liberian for justice.
Okay.
Yeah, but we are here. There are people here, they say they keep arresting us. They arresting us. They keep drugs. And some of the rescue them, because they give me a serious drug, now they're breaking the hard wall to cookie. They will say they want, you want one person take it, they will go crazy straight. They breaking planet. Why people putting in their state? They busting their head. They breaking school or talking flat. So that is rescue, when they talking about them, they say rescue, they say that they will breaking cookie queue, they say we're breaking rescue. That cookie queue, so they're trying to kill us. Joseph Waka and his game, down to his children in the they say, why do not bring us out to come investigate? When our president, we are trying to give for you, what people for us? Well, according to our brother, the money business, they say, President, we are going to security. I said your money for mobile, they bought people for answer. But Waka can bring people for answer because Waka is Waka said, but look at you wanting LDEA. Say you're running it for the hate speaking. You're stop running. Yeah, because you know what you're doing, you know that you are ready to go all the loophole to bring it out.
Okay.
So my brother, we just start here, but we make sure we keep that. But the 2029 are coming, they already running our campaign for us. People say more go out to protest. We will not protest, they will protest for us. God is just the beginning, I want protest for us.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so kindly. Aziza GH, look at the president private client conference room just in 2 years. Jen said this by Bela Crook. Listen to him. He has all kind of punch. Fred Nimina digs right. Only in Liberia, police officers arrested drugs and they don't find guns and money. Ophelia Wallace said they are not around because on one to give them money to get on the street. Big brother Emmanuel Bro said it's a well-known fact that Joseph Human Bwaka Jr., who is commonly called Tatan Bwaka, is the owner or a major shareholder in the private bar cooking business. Godspeed next boss Stadler writes, nobody to be spared, but your son's name was mentioned in a video by those Colombian guys. So why he can be investigated with the others like Michael Brown and Peter King, owning unprepared regime. So let's take the calls on 077-223-9933, 077-980-375-086-304497. While we still read the comment. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, from President, we are. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this way. It's an alert. Just the turn of the people to know that we have to be strong. Just yesterday, they are doing the other girl over 5 years sentenced to prison. So if you send another people to prison, the girl from Winner Chapel for 5 years, why is it else that you cannot send the president's 2 children to jail because they are part and parcels of it? And in our investigation, the president's 2 children are not being investigated. Even including the police director, they are not being investigated, and we are going to 3 months for the case. All the just but ICA, they always took themselves to all. Joseph Waka, me, and la listening to me. Joseph Waka is someone to go for the U.S. Summit next month. If they call for him to be here to speak
from the U.S. Summit because we have a real view to the job cartel in the country that we are discussing of. So I think that we all got to support that together for our people back from the U.S. Summit and tell that people concerning the job cartel into this country. And His Excellency Dr. Job Money we are, that will be a special guest to the Nigerian law bar. May the God bless him until he returns back to his country that all citizens and Liberians to go to the airport and bring him. The reason we pray for him, before anybody take his suitcase and make his job into his suitcase.
Okay.
So we all go for him. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, Chief. Good morning. Morning, Chief.
Thank you. This is Desmond Carl, and I'm a proud member of Concerned Liberians for Justice.
Mm-hmm.
You know, one guy himself, he's just sitting there, he don't even know at some point in time what he's supposed to do as the president when the kind of serious issue comes about. So he will talk about, oh, nobody will be left untouched.
Mm.
But those are the guys that are around him, they are not touching them. But what they are doing, they are using the layman to call up for the bar from the big guys. And if you listen to the police chief flip-flopping, inconsistency in his statement, that clearly suggests that they are higher up and things are not just right in the government. Because when he came out and said senior government official are associated with the drug, he was doing that to have seen the thing that if he suspend me or remove me, all of you guys who are senior government officials will surely come up. So that was the reason for that remark. And it is true that they are involved. Like we said, he validated our argument. Then he also went and threw that at the media. Then when you look, you saw information minister coming out to clarify and all the kind of stuff. Then the recent statement that he also made that he had been pressure. So even on their own media or friendly radio station, I think the question, who pressuring you? So like I said, I wanted to show that number one, Gregor come up pressuring himself. Because you can't be the one you are the boss, you involve in everything. They all the guys that are around you, they have been cut off from around you. Then you think he said you will remain safe. No. So he pressured himself by associating himself with all kinds of clandestine deeds. Look at another one we saw last night. There's a video training where a police officer now is now serving as a skilled agent for gold. I mean for down. They went and used police cars and robbed the white man. They had demo. They sold it to him. You know, and then when you come to look, that has been said 2 months ago. One guy around him called Bill. He's not in the police. But Greta come use it to do some dirty work for him. So when Greta can say he been pressure, he pressured himself because he involved himself with a whole lot of things. And when these people are pressured to speak up, Greco know that he is thinking. So then, what can the president do? Because the president is a cookie jar. The president first person, the mic, that is very close to the president. He's involved. Then you tell me say Jojo is not involved. When the cartel came up and called names and said Jojo took that $2 million for the drugs or trade in Liberia. Mm-hmm. They also show another guy. That guy now, they have come down to confirm that particular guy, just forget about his name, Soare. That Soare actually is the real engine for the cartel here in Liberia. And go and check the picture. All of the picture that guy took picture with the president in the office of the executive mansion. He took president with the picture in his living room, in his house. He took picture with the president on his phone. What kind of president is that? That will take picture with everybody. If you come, you tell us you are come to do business. What are we having investment commission for?
Why are we having a business registry? Why are we having government ministry? So it's the personal office now, the investment commission that any investor that comes, the president they should meet, they should shake hands with him and all of those stuff. So right now, in all the picture with Joe Boakai, it is clear that the cartel said Soiree is operating with them, Jojo is operating with them, and Soiree told Jojo and the farm and young girl from Youth Export Ministry to Madrid in Spain. Now we know now the other minister that they took to Spain, they were the fine young girl, the naked minister. She was the one to talk to Madrid. Okay? So why would you tell me that this government is not involved? So the president is involved. There are even that the president and his wife are battling now over Jojo. So the fight is all over. He said, on top of my day, that my son was subject, he said, for investigation. So the fight is all over. All I can say to Liberians and those of you that believe in the leadership of President we are, keep praying, keep talking God, keep pumping them. Don't get tired. Don't allow complacency to enter, because that is what happened in 2023 when the election slick all your hands. Keep pumping them. Like I have always said, like when the policeman knees were on the neck of your fall. When you were saying, I can't breathe, I want to drink. That is how you the party look like. So let your knees continue to be on their neck, suffocate them, beat them, put the reality up. George, we are draw. You did the party draw, there is no comparison. 500 work from cooking, 100 work, you can't compare it. From 2025, September to 2026, July, coach rate has now gone to 80%. So they got no message, but the only thing they will do, they come after us. Oh, we are pro. Oh, we are there. We are concerned. We are there. We don't care who we are associated with. We're proud to be associated with church. We are so. Thank you this morning.
Thank you so kindly, Edmo Kime. Thank you. Emmanuel W. Jipo writes, under no condition that the man and his wife living together, and his wife is in a secret court, and the man comes out to tell the public that he's not aware about it. All right. Frank Nimina Dick said, Israel Bowiasi, I think Boakai is having or getting a throat cancer, and his speech is getting worse. So that's all right. We are watching from Happy Corner, just around 99 step in our mind. They are very confused, brother Israel. Last night, Stanton said they got information that will shake the nation, bombshell loading. Christopher Shabright. Good morning, Israel Bowiasi. I'm following from my offended community, Jews on Road. President Boakai will go down in history as a drugs dealer president. Let's see. Good morning. Morning. Oh, okay.
Me, I won't call me. Because when people calling out me, you can make me there. And I'm mobilizing. And I'm telling my five family was waiting to vote. And now we pray to God. Let God make 2029 to me. And I'm getting more people. So let God bless you every day. You won't be giving you information. Let God bless you and your family. Anytime you're going to work, let God guide you until you're ready to where you're going. Let God guide you in the name of God in heaven. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so kindly. Jen writes, when the party won't cause people, his voice can be loud. Time to talk about important things, his voice can disappear. Okay, thank you, Zidi Pape. Eric D. Brother Sions, my brother. Good morning. The special big fish are the drugs that are now being discovered. Let's scroll down. Then Stanley Bozo writes, a very pleasant greetings to the people loving citizens of the Cocaine Republic, either by Cocaine Cartel, Deacon Boakai. But we are here, we're getting there. Just a matter of time. President Weir is coming back to fix the mess caused by the Unity Party. Big brother Kevin Soko writes, Israel, trust me, President Boakai will not allow the international community crime investigators because top-level government officials are involved with the drugs cartel, and they will be definitely caught in the web, including the police RG and the Fresh family's two sons, Jojo and Tamba Boakai, amongst others. Okay, let's take this pressing. Yeah, we'll come back. Morning. Morning, Chief.
I come here.
I'm okay. Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you for your topic on the discussion. Yes, it's funny that the 1 billion we are sharing follower of different questions. So Israel, I want to ask questions today. What really librarian take personal we are from in power for? What really? What is the reason for them to take personal we are from in power today? Because in my mind, I don't see no reason for not taking personal we are from in power. Because the people say that they're coming to eradicate just for our country today. But today, they have become epidemic. Just have become epidemic. It has become disease. It has become calamity. Today, Liberia exists to be just from various countries. Today, Liberia is one of the key core of just today. They are producing just and disobedience in all parts of the world. Why we take the personal we are for in power today? Is this the reason we take personal we are for in power? For just to become epidemic in our country? Is this the reason? Is this the reason we take personal we are for in power and police to be brutalizing our people's citizenry? Is this the reason? Hunger is increasing. Is this the reason? Breaking people today? Is this the kind of government we bring to power? Thank you for Israel.
Thank you so kindly. Thank you. Good morning.
Here.
Morning, Chief.
Let me say good morning to the peaceful people of Mama Liberia. My name is Sylvester Sandy Carter, and I'm joining you from the Cookings Republic of Waika.
Sure.
I'm joining you from the Cookings Republic of Waika.
Okay.
Here, let me use this medium to appreciate the King's Assembly for always enlightening the minds of the Liberian people. A Bwaka life, he shouldn't think some over. A Bwaka life, he shouldn't take the drug business serious. But 2029, I can tell you, we'll go to the ballot by and vote Bwaka out massively. Why a president? You get National Commission investment. Why investor will come to the country? They can't go to NRC to go meet the director general or the chairperson there to discuss business, and that person will go directly to the office of the president, the president house. Why is it that the director of police has sidelined the DA for the investigation? I think there should be separation of power. When they say Johnson time before you know, DA not there, the director of police already there. It is my first time in the history of my life to see a raw cocaine. It's very common that people are supposed to pay. So pour raw cocaine on fire and people selling oil cocaine, what we know.
Yeah. People like that.
Nowhere in the world you would take raw cocaine, you put it on fire, and people start dancing. It's not possible. Cocaine is even more powerful than tobacco. So Greg, how much is going to be stupid? They want to bought 2,500 bags of flour. They rebag the drugs, they're keeping it in a warehouse, and they're saying that they didn't bring the drugs. They think we're stupid people. The brother is a serious president. Let brother why they lie for the people back when you go and bring the capital building? In 2 days time, they were in Ministry of Brief Fire Investigator, and we talk almost 1 billion worth of cocaine. Why they going to get some power investigator? If Bwaka take just business serious, I can assure you, Liberia will get on the street. Bwaka might not even go to address. Go address the American. The next one. Bwaka is playing outside of all very serious side of my essential. Bwaka came to the country in 2018. In fact, Bwaka will go down in history as the worst president ever in the history of our country. They will not be careful. Liberian people, they will get stay in nationwide protest to ask Bwaka to recuse himself, or either recuse himself, or stay for private investigation for American investigative case. We'll be having a cocaine store where you're going to buy Benson and money to go for your direct. What kind of behavior is that? Why should you allow president we are need? Information have already reached all of the drugs that were coming to Liberia. The way President Weah needs to do, they were coming to the country by the cocaine people. They were doing the damage President Weah image. It is proving. You don't need a record to say that all of the drugs that came in the country, the solar panel, the everything are coming in the country. That the Union Party missionary were bringing the drugs into the country. What guy now see the president? To make the Senator Bremer Brown called us on talk and said, my son told me he was instructed by his bosses. The last word that I will always commend and respect him for, he said, if my son is found capable or guilty. Let the law say equal. Let it say the full weight of the law. By this time, they catch up video with Jojo Bwaka with a telephone number. If Bwaka is a serious president, he should say, came for investigation. They say it's all on serious. Instead of making mockery like real people.
Okay.
Where in the world you see ship the Roman people, ship that can move that sort of. People going to worship, they say Roman people. Where in the world? Why are they taking these people? But I can't do that needful. Trust me, now. Okay, one time. Don't second round. Thank you.
Thank you so kindly, my brother. Sylvester Wright, they are calling men and women of God around the country to pray that international investigators don't get involved. But we also praying for international investigation because that international crime and God looking in the case and we are waiting. Sapphire Wright, all that money they are spending for nothing. That complete nonsense. Why they can't spend that money to help Liberian citizens or develop the country? Someone was calling me from the women line. The women line. Someone was calling me. I want to squeeze this person. Yeah. Good morning. Morning, my brother.
Yeah, thank you very much for the show. My name is Abraham Nima, and I call from Christopolis around the Habjahid. Member of Concerned Liberian for Justice.
Okay.
My brother, cooking video will continue talking and we will not get tired, and these people are not serious. They will just be waving our voices and they don't get time for it. But we'll continue to get it. President Bwaka is not a person that can fight crime. It is proving that when President Bwaka was author of the presidency, he told everything before President Bwaka said that his corner opportunity, that's a form of corruption, and it's part of corruption. Because if somebody is to use and properly use and you corner it, that means you make money the phone and maybe you store it for you and cars will corner go so many definitions. Now that President Bwaka has a father and less than father, you are telling and dancing and warning with a convicted criminal criminal was convicted and President Bwaka was taking all the money that State of Hussein to him. You have from that all from Bongare Costa, that all who does not have the right in life, he just jumping from place to place. If you have for him that President Bwaka was taking money from Costa for criminal water pool. So to take that for a job, it's not to one money for Bwaka go away. Then that's so. After you go to the Guinea Bissau, they say we never Guinea Bissau. I explore anything, and I've Guinea Bissau, I want to say they're jobs in the video. So if that be the case, Bwaka is now for the job, that's for jobs. If you are serious, that definitely director that said there are people in the executive, all the branches of the government, of this government, very jobs.
Yeah.
We are going to join closer to point out those people that you were talking about.
Okay.
And now later, that there are people out of this government at a very, very senior position, at a very, very, very,
yeah, come on. Okay,
at
thank
a
you.
very, very senior position. So, if government here will go, if they say, can't call it for him, but you know what's going on.
Okay, thank you, Chief. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Mama. That's you.
Thank you for the show. This is Martin. I'm calling for crowd this morning. All of my brother just said that they confuse to me that serious party job. Trust me, they like serious party job. They lie to us. They are people. They like serious party job. So you will tell me they were proud. They love people from real left country. So we lie on. They come on. They who you brought in the police, they are just come on. Who you brought in the police, they are people that they fall down. You go back and how I brought you back in the police. To say on the feet to be your eye. You will allow that they give me 10,000. And I told them to get it come on, you give me 2 and to 10,000. So also will allow you get it come on. You see, I'm talking about the well, but that's well. The people that they calling, the people are calling names. That are calling names for your opponent. Okay. They get their be on the document and they are reading the statement. That people, they are calling. They want the people to come and bring the job to our come to Malawi. But you say the property job. How is it you're going to offset
our water before we are here. For God's sake, you go to meet your opponent. You go on video camera and put your video. You put our opponent will go right there. If your opponent will say that they work for you, to come be all that stuff. No! Don't tell me the phone and the people are talking. You go to the best letter to Shepherd Duke and the people of Morocco. Tell me that we want to live on the people of Morocco. Can we ask them, but we don't want to see anybody around our team. What the we are going to see why I'm making the post in the Shepherd Duke. That we have to come around our team. What story is this now? That is like that. They come and do for it. What is what is this to let God teach you? That was need to let God teach you. So they are going to get you. But if all for looking at problem and you go and say, holy, that's what I'm going to do. Oh, yeah, me up. Brown, you have the job. You have the problem. No. You for all that, you talk about you. But if all the point, but if all anybody needs to, oh, so they're going to be the job. Who wants this job? Who wants this to it? Do you have to leave for getting your food? Nobody what is it? Who will come for the block and the wheel? The government, they want it. And it was easy to drop. The power was arrested. And people were and put it, they were just a what is that? A part of the business. But who you call to work job? Who you call to be there? Who you see? Who you call for? So who you see? I was saying, who you father is for? Who was the person on the one? And who show all the power better? What is it? What?
Thank you so kindly, Mansisi, big brother Emmanuel Bro writes, quite interestingly, the overwhelming majority of the Liberian people can clearly see that the entire Unity Party-led government officials came to power to steal, distribute cocaine, and destroy Liberia. Certainly, when a senior government official takes into Liberia a fake medical doctor, as was done by Vice President Jeremiah Kuhn at his hospital in Ganta City, Nimba County, and allowed the quick doctor to kill innocent people and sell their kidneys, then you know that the country is in a very terribly serious mess. And the doctor was allowed to leave the country without being prosecuted. And when God started fighting for the innocent blood, it wasn't expected to be easy. Quite frankly speaking, under the Unity Party-led government, where cocaine trafficking and human parts harvesting have become the order of the day, Liberia is speedily becoming a doomed country, to say the last. It goes without saying that that President Bouacar has turned Liberia into a narcotic country and a failed state. Therefore, I sincerely believe that right now, Liberia needs an interim government until election, or it should be placed under U.S. trusteeship. Oh. Good morning. Morning. Yes, are you?
I cannot.
Go ahead. Who's that?
Yeah, this is Emmanuel Smith. And I'm phoning this morning from district number 6. You know, I follow you and I follow your callers. You know, one thing I admire the Constitution, they never cease to amaze people. They're good at entertaining people. And it is good for them because at times they have to take the frustration from their faces.
No, but my man, listen, my man, listen, my man, you call on the radio, do talk about when President Bouacar brings international investigators to investigate.
We have international investigators in the country.
Who? Where? When they came?
From the American.
Huh?
Is it From the American.
Where American? Ime.
From the American.
Listen, Imari, you will not lie here. Go on, sir. Imari. I will not bring you on this show again because you are a blatant diabolical liar. You're not a good propagandist. I don't know why United Party will even want to use your email. Because you don't have the intellectual pedigrees. You just speak, you are a political buffoon. No, don't call on the show email because you know nothing about your government. You're too insensitive. I will not keep you on this platform where decent and intellectuals, people with sound mind want to listen to good things and listen to you. Sorry to say, but your expression is disappointing and very rude. So I can't put you on the platform anymore. Anytime you call, I'll cut you off because you are insensitive. And I don't keep people like you. You don't even know how to push issue for United Party. You don't get information. You're not informed. The very party you want to talk about, you don't even know anything about them. You say that you say American people. Yeah, we American people, you guys. Let's take this person. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, yeah.
No.
No. I finished taking that man. Oh, he made no sense. He's not a Unity Party person. I understand. Okay. Okay. Thank you so kindly. Thank you so much. Thank you. We just running after the time. Okay. Dubama BRS. Dure, Mayu. That's okay. Who's you going today? She laughed. Oh my God. My God. So I'm going. I won't read a large comment here from Big Brother Mara, bro. He said, truthfully, it goes without saying that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is the face of Liberia. But for Foreign Minister Sarah Besolo Yanti to be directly involved with the international trading of cocaine by the signing and issuance of diplomatic package permits to the cocaine trafficking cartel members is very disturbingly troubling. Okay. I got to go, people. I got to go. What time is of the essence, and so time to cut with us onto this edition of the program. Talk about it on King's 88.5. Let's say thanks to all of our callers. Thank you for your comments, suggestions, and recommendations. The way forward on our bet we can move our country, Mama Liberia. Those of you in Radio Land, thank you for your listening role. Talk about it. We return tomorrow, same time, same station. My name is Israel Bowie. I'll see you. I'll catch you tomorrow, God willing. Bye-bye.
Say, oh,